I don't know what it is, no matter what I do. Oh, never mind. It's the True Vapor Show, number 101. Yes, and today, let me get my morning voice out the way. We have some special guests with us today. So, without further ado, let's start it off with Mr. Matt. Take it away, Matt.
What's up, buddy? Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure what that first line was about, but I'll go with it.
There'd be some people that do know what it's about, but
I'm assuming it's an inside joke.
it is. What you vaping on, brother?
Well, I got my new tank that I'm vaping on, and on the controversial Predator. But yeah, I still use this mod quite a bit.
Nice.
Did 510 pop out?
No, I mean it did on my other one because I did it on purpose to see how easy it was.
Awesome. What you working on there, Mr. Mark?
I got the Lost Vape. I don't know what the hell it's called. Their new kind of triad drone thingamajig with the skill. I got Matt's tank on the what is this thing called? The Sharon adjustable, and then the Asmodus. Oh man, it's too early. Reborn. There we go. And this is the other Motofo. What is this thing called? The Vaporous, I think.
I love it when you got to look at the boxes to figure out what it is now.
Dude, they have to, the names of this shit. You gotta have like notes or something. I can't keep up. Banana Bondage, and I got some Pancake Man.
Nice.
Pretty simple this morning.
I'm keeping it simple myself. Rocking the GoVad RTA on the Revo 3000, and rocking the Reload RTA on the Boxer 2700. And I'm not rocking the RTA for Matt because I don't have it in my hand right now. So, but we'll pretend like I am anyway. So what's going on with you, brother? It's been a little while since you've been on, but I thank you for waking up so early in the morning. I know there's a little bit of a time difference between me and you. I think it's by an hour or so. So I'm glad you could join us this morning. So what's been happening with you, man?
Not a lot, man. Just well, we went to a vape show in the UK a couple of weeks ago. That was nuts. I mean, it was the biggest show I've ever been to. I would say it's bigger than, well, I don't know, maybe ECC and that one was about the same, but the amount of people is just nuts. I mean, there was carnival rides inside the show.
Holy shit.
Like there was like haunted houses, like it wasn't just like the size of the event, it was like how much money these people had put into the booths and stuff too. It was nuts. It kind of like the excitement level there kind of reminded me of how vape shows were in the States a few years ago.
Well, I can't believe, don't y'all normally go down to the one in Tampa that's happening this weekend?
Yeah, we're not going to go this time though. It was crazy expensive for us to fly down there. It was like $1,000 a ticket. It was ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
And I have some stuff going on with my son. I have to take him to an appointment Friday, so we decided to skip it.
Nice. Yeah, I know quite a few of us would like to be there, but it is
There's a lot of people not going to that one.
That is true. It's true. It's kind of funny. It seems like this year, for supposedly shows backing off, or you kind of thought they might back off a little bit, there's still quite a few events this year that's happened with more to come. So it's been a little surprising there. Of course, there have been the ones overseas too that I don't know if I'll ever get my chance to do one of those, or maybe I got to get a little bit older and get a few more bills paid before I can fool with that, but I don't know. Anyway, and I know I can't get Mark over there because Mark is not going to get on a plane for over 30 minutes to an hour. So he's automatically screwed in this deal. So
is that your rule, Mark?
Yeah, I ain't going that far. No way.
It does suck, man. Like flying, being on like a 10-hour flight or something. Ugh.
I mean, how are the expos out there compared to out here, other than like the carnival rides and everything else? Like, is it the same atmosphere, or is it like cloud comps and?
Yeah, it's pretty similar. I mean, the only one that I've ever been to is that UK one, but we've been a few times. I mean, it's a very similar like vibe, you know, but it seems just a lot more packed than the ones here.
Oh wow!
Like, you know, like people, like it'll be like at capacity, and there will be like people in line and stuff. Well, this last time wasn't as bad because they went into an even bigger space, but. I don't know. I mean, I haven't been to a packed vape show in the States for a long time now. So, I mean, you know, not last year, but the year before that, there was just so many freaking shows, and it kind of spread everything too thin, I think.
I think one that you would have enjoyed in the States, I know you as a person probably would have appreciated, was the one that we went to in Atlanta here a couple of months ago. Now, it was huge. I mean, it's the largest one I've ever been to, and they had it all. It wasn't just like a few little vendors selling stuff. I mean, they had it from the highest to the highest end of stuff to just anything you could think of was there.
What was that one? What was it called?
What was it? Vapor Showcase?
Oh, yeah. I've heard that they're kind of like the big one now. They're good.
Yeah.
It
was definitely popular. Awesome.
Isn't there one? Isn't there a showcase in like Houston or something?
I believe I've heard that. I believe so. But yeah, those things are nice right there. We were there for 2-3 days or something like that. I know the first day I wasn't even able to see everything, and you know, you can go to a place like Detroit and walk it in 10 minutes and see everything and be tired of it already. You know, it's just the size of it wise, but yeah, it was definitely good. A lot of people there on that one, a whole lot of people on that one, plus the whole group was there, so it was pretty neat. But so I want to hear.
I'd like to go to one of those soon.
I want to hear about your new RTA. What was the mind thinking behind all this? What was you looking for out of it?
Yeah, why'd you go with Tofo this time around, other than Wismec? Any reason, or?
Well, I wanted a little more freedom, to be honest with you, and I really like Jabo as a friend and Wismec and stuff, but like him being a designer, it was like, you know, on the past stuff, it was kind of like we didn't always agree. I mean, that's just going to happen. It's just like if you and I made an atomizer, you know, we might not agree on something. And so I kind of just knew what I wanted this time around, and kind of wanted like the freedom to do exactly what I wanted. And so that's part of it. I've always kind of had a thing ever since the first few devices have come out that has that dual side airflow. I've always liked it quite a bit. You know, I still use like my Hadley RDA a lot, and the Narda was another one. And so at the time when this started, there was no other, you know, atomizers where like you had like, well, there was the Silent, remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And that had like, you know, you'd wick it from the top and stuff, and it was kind of complicated. I just wanted a nice and easy, simple, easy to build atomizer that wicked from the bottom with that dual side airflow. And so we went through a lot of different configurations of it. I mean, we were starting last year, so I mean, it's been kind of an ongoing thing. And since then, there have been some other RTAs that are kind of have, you know, similar airflow, like there's that new Vandy Vape one out. I just got that a week ago or so. A little different. Yeah, little different, but kind of similar.
It was easy as hell to build on. Like, probably one of the easiest atomizers to build on. It took me like a minute, where normally like a half hour. It was really easy to build on.
That GTA style wicking is super forgiving as well. Like it's not as, because, you know, I threw around the idea of like, you know, doing more of just what would you call it? you know, just kind of like wicking you put down in the channels or whatever, almost K-Fun-ish type of thing, you know. But like I think that the GTA wicking is a lot more forgiving and consistent than that other style. So that's why we went with the GTA, where, you know, you basically just stuff it in the hole and go with it.
So is this your style of vaping, like single coil? You prefer single coil over dual, or? I mean,
Yeah, most of the time.
Most of the time.
On an RTA, yes. I use some dual coil drippers and stuff, but on an RTA, I like single coil.
Yeah, the flavor on it. Like when I first got it, I didn't think the flavor was going to be that great because I don't know. But after building it, the flavor on this thing, I think, is far superior to the Amit and the Govad. This thing has really good flavor.
Yeah, play around with it too. Like you could try building it with the leads coming out over the top or the bottom. You know, you could kind of push it down a little bit. Try some different. It gets really good if you get like 3 millimeters or above. You know, obviously the bigger the coil, the closer you are to both sides of that airflow.
Yeah, it's got awesome flavor.
And see, that's funny too, because I guess the Pharaoh was the first single coil RTA I had that I've messed with in forever. And it was nice, but when I got the Govad built on it, I've really enjoyed this because I'm more of a person that loves a dual coil setup. I love a much warmer vape, but the Govad's pretty cool, so I can only imagine. And I think me and Mark's style is kind of the same, even though I might like mine maybe a little warmer than Mark. I don't know, just a little bit, but normally if he likes it, it's kind of like a guarantee I'm going to like it. So
the problem with the Govad and a lot of the single coil RTAs, they have too much airflow. And you really don't need that much airflow for a single coil. This kind of reminds me a little bit of the Reload RTA with the airflow. It's not restricted. It's not too wide open. It has has just enough restriction to kind of, I think it's the perfect amount of airflow on here.
ST, did Watofo send you one of these?
No.
Oh, you'll have to, after we're done, email me your address and I'll make sure you get one.
Okay, cool. Now, the Reload I've definitely been enjoying because I've been stuck on this one forever right here. The Sherman.
Oh, yes.
And the Sherman I've loved. And then, you know, they just came out with the new Sherman. Airflow is a little bit different. Me and Mark was talking about that before things got started. I don't really know because where have I got that? You know, do you mess with the Shermans at all? Anything?
I didn't get the RDA, but I have used the tank.
All right, the RDA is badass. Now, for some people, it's going to be, well, it's too big, too tall, too chunky, yada, yada, yada. I love it. I think it's real nice, and it is a badass vape off of it. But now, see, I've lost my train of thought. Thanks, Mark. Thank you. I forget what I was about to say.
The airflow on the Reload seemed exactly the same.
Really?
On the SMM, yeah.
Nice.
So if you like the airflow on the Reload RTA, you're going to like the SMM airflow.
Have you got a Reload, Matt? RTA?
No.
Well, that's going to sound kind of stupid. Say we'll do. That's what you definitely need to get. I think you would enjoy it, even though you have yours out, and I know that you're enjoying that. I think it's one you ought to try at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try it. I've been like, I can't keep up. When did the Reload RTA come out? It was fairly recently, right?
Yeah. They're really hard to get. That's the problem. You gotta like buy them through an app and shit like that, and it's
gotcha.
Yeah, not many stores seem to get their hands on it, and you've got to go through, regardless of using Android or Apple, there's an app set up where you've got to go into the app and order it from there. Now, I guess marketing for them is pretty good for something like that because it directs sales basically all to one area, you know, opposed to, I don't know how that would work out well or not, but.
Well, they're not like having to do wholesale or something. It's probably part of it, I'm assuming, maybe.
I'm guessing, but We have known a few places that got their hands on it and sold kind of, they'll have maybe 15 of them on hand to sell or something like that. But been well sought out. I know they have sold a ton of them because
okay. Yes, I've seen this one. I'm looking at pictures right now. Yeah, I know which one this is now. Well, I mean, some companies do that on purpose, like especially smaller, like American companies, they hold back. That was really popular doing that like a couple of years ago. Like, you'd really like Jabo would release the Tobe, but I know he just never told me this, but I know he just like, release small batches and get the hype up and make people, because you just want it more when it's sold out, right? That's how it works.
Yep.
If it's in stock everywhere, like, oh, I'll grab it sometime, but it's just that mental thing.
So yours is actually out on the market now, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Have you seen any clones running of it yet?
Not yet.
Give it about a day or two more.
It's fairly cheap, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure Tofo's stuff isn't really that expensive.
Yeah, in the States, it's like $35, I think. Something like that. You could get it from the Chinese sites for, 25. So
yeah, it'd be kind of stupid to clone these things. I mean, how much cheaper could you possibly make them if they're 20-something bucks?
Well, don't eat your words on that.
Well,
because
Fast Tech could come out with a really shitty version and sell it for like 15, I guess. But I mean, if someone's that cheap that they want to save $10, then feel free. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Enjoy.
We have seen some newer products come out, and it's like, holy shit, why are you cloning something that's that cheap? I mean, in price already, it doesn't make any sense. But
yeah, it doesn't. I mean, you used to, at least you kind of understood it before when like all the rebuildables were expensive. I mean,
exactly.
It used to be like that where you just couldn't afford all of them. It was nuts. Now then China kind of stepped in, started making original designs, and now there's not really a big reason to do it.
So let me ask you this. So this is your third atomizer, your second one?
Well, I played a part in the Indie Reserve as well, but it wasn't really like a Suck My Mod branded one or anything. So I guess you could call this my second.
Is there any plans for like a device, like any type of mod or anything?
Not at this point. That's kind of, well, I mean, I personally, like, what I would love to do is make a small, I've been racking my brain lately trying to come up with ideas to make a small dual 18650 squonker, but you could, because all of them that I've tried so far are pretty fucking chunky, There's a cup.
That's what we need more of, dual 18650 squonkers.
Yeah.
Now this one, of course, it's not chunky at all because it's about the size of a pager, even though it's a single bat. But I guess if you could cram one more battery in this thing, maybe make it just a tad bit. Well, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I've thought of a couple different like shapes and stuff, but I mean, it's tough. What's up, Mike?
What's up?
What's up, Mike?
There he is.
We'll see.
Sorry, I'm late.
No problem. No problem.
At Dunkin' Donuts.
And you didn't drop one off to me? What's up with that, man? Now I know that's what Mark has been looking for. Mark wants, I don't maybe know how much so small of a device, but he wants a regulated like dual battery squonker.
Yeah.
But not the drone, something.
I'm waiting for that S Modus one.
Yeah, I played with that. You're talking about the one that has like the little switch?
I haven't even seen it yet.
I think that there's a lot of room in like the squonk world for innovation, because there are some, like I played with that I think it's the one you're talking about in the UK, and it's like a little square bottle, and it's just got like a little like light switch almost thing on the side for squonking.
Oh, so they're using like a button? That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a pull down type of thing.
Nice.
Like something like this one here, where you just press this button here, and it squeezes the bottle and feeds the atomizer.
So I think there's a lot of different ideas that you could come up with for, like, you know, easier
Nice.
or cool ways to squonk.
Yeah, that's one thing about, I think, squonking becoming popular now. I think we're going to see a lot more unique ideas and innovation.
Yeah, because for the longest time it was just the same thing. Squonking's been around since like before I started vaping, and it was always like, remember what was that brand called?
Rio.
Like the Rios, yeah. And it's always kind of been the same thing.
Just a box with a bottle and a battery. That's it. Like,
Yep.
very basic.
Now, are you fairly big into squonking now, or is it just something you kind of mess with from time to time?
I like it. I mean, I still probably, I don't know, I maybe do it like a quarter of the time or so, but I do think that with a lot of these newer squonk addies coming out, or, you know, squonk capable addies, they need a dual 18650 device to really, you know, some of them they need a good amount of power.
Yeah.
Agree.
Well, you like, are you kind of more on the higher wattage of thing? I think we talked about this in the past, but I'm getting older. You're like midways on wattage, or are you kind of higher or lower range? Where
Just
about?
like on a dual coil RDA build or something, I'm probably like, you know, 70 watts, something
Gotcha.
around there, between 60 and 80. Obviously on single coil, lower.
What do you vape at? What do you vape on your atomizer?
Like right now I have it at 55.
Okay.
And I close my airflow just a little bit, but I have it about a third of the way closed right now.
So that's kind of like the thing with Mike. Even though I know Mike personally, if I really didn't know Mike, I would think Mike is just like 100, 150 watt type vapor, just like blasting all the time. But he really enjoys more of a lower to mid range wattage. And it's just, you know, like watching him on videos, you know, you're like, damn, you know, he's chunking some with his big third lung and all that shit. You know, you don't think,
Yeah.
You don't need to vape that high wattage. It's ridiculous.
yeah.
I think 60 to 80 watts around there is.
Yeah. For dual coil, it's about perfect. I mean, I think, you know, as a reviewer, you just got to like kind of like train yourself to vape in different ways and stuff. And like, especially with all the sub-ohm, you know, the super sub-ohm tanks out, it's like, I'll still pick those up even when I'm not reviewing one. I'll pick one up and vape it for a while, but you know, it just gets a little too intense after a couple hours, and then I'll go back to something with a little lower wattage.
I think the only reason you need the vape that high is if you like a really hot vape. Some people like
wide open and hot, like it.
Yeah. And what the one on yours is, what? It's a 4 mil capacity.
Yeah.
Okay. Mark, are you going through juice pretty quick on yours, or?
No, actually, it doesn't burn through juice quick at all.
Okay. I know, like, again, like on the reload, man, if you're a little bit higher up on it, man, you'll be filling that thing up all the damn time. So,
and I like that because it's a single coil and it doesn't have tremendous amounts of airflow, they stuck with a 510 drip tip, and they didn't put something stupid and too big on here.
Yeah, some people complained that we didn't do the whole 810 thing, but I just didn't, for this draw, I did not see it necessary.
Exactly. Like,
here we go with the 810 thing.
Yep, the new 810. I was talking to everybody yesterday, and I'm trying to figure out what 810 means, because 510 really has no meaning. I mean, I know it's a 510 connection, but what does the 8 represent? Nothing.
No idea. I just, all of a sudden, people started saying that. I mean, it was just like goon tips before, right?
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, I hear people saying 810, and so I'm just following.
Companies are tired of people saying goon, and they don't want to refer to it as the goon. But one day I was sitting here measuring my drip tips, trying to figure out where the 8 comes from. Is it like the size, the diameter, and nothing? It doesn't.
Yeah.
810.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. I always wondered that with 510 tips too. Like, is it just they just called it that because they were on 510 atomizers? Because back in the day, you had other connections. I think, like on like the stick batteries, you know, you had different connections. So I don't know.
Got like the 510, the 801, the 901, and all that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since you've basically done back-to-back RTAs, is there ever maybe an RDA that you're thinking about getting involved with, or?
Yeah, maybe at some point.
But are you more of an RTA person, like you're every day just picking something up?
Yeah, if I'm not squonking or something, but yeah, I definitely use RTAs more than RDAs.
Gotcha.
I don't know. It could change though if squonkers get really, really good. You know, like you just because I'm not opposed to squonking. Instead, it's very enjoyable.
Well, this was actually this little SQ from Signature Chips was the first squonking device I ever got, and I was a little skeptical, didn't know how I was going to feel about it, and it's been pretty cool to use. You know, just I know the concept to it, but never actually using one. It's like, well, you know, I don't know if that's me or not, but after using it, I've come to realize it's pretty cool. You know, and I could see too where. Again, I would like maybe something in a dual battery configuration would be a little bit better for me, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's a lot of room for it to grow as long as it stays popular. Because that's the thing is squonking's kind of been like in and out a few times.
Yeah. Do you venture around like I know we know Tony pretty good, and I know he kind of gets in these Facebook groups and looks for some of the ones that you can barely get your hands on. Are you kind of the same, or?
No, I used to be into like the high end stuff, that scene, but honestly, it's kind of gross. Like the people in it are kind of gross, if that makes sense. Not everyone, but like there's some like the Hemo and some other high end groups, and some of those guys are just fucking.
Yeah, they're really
ridiculous.
Yep.
Especially the admin. I mean, it's like a fucking cult. Some of them, like, and the way that they suck modders' dicks. Pardon my French, but like everyone in there is just kissing ass trying to get this fucking piece of metal that isn't going to be cool in a year, you know.
Yeah.
And so like. I love the look of high-end mods, and there's some really cool high-end atomizers out there, but that whole high-end scene, I think it's kind of died a little bit, but I mean it's just I have no desire to hang out with those guys, honestly.
I've noticed even beyond the squonking thing, some of these Facebook groups that have much higher end that you can barely get your hands on. It's like getting a job somewhere at some high security place. You know, you got to have like 20 references in order to get in, and yada this and that. And it's like, are you freaking serious?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're serious about their shit, man.
Yes.
It's silly.
Oh man. So beyond the designing world, everything else been going good. Like I said, I know y'all have made 2 overseas trips kind of back to back, didn't you?
Yeah, we went to that same event last year. They do that event in the UK. It's in Birmingham, and they do it twice a year, like May and October usually.
Did it stress you out a little bit to be over there with all the shit that's been going on in the world lately?
The last time I was like kind of concerned because it was right after the Manchester thing happened. And, you know, like obviously the odds are like that the plane's going to crash before I get a terrorist attack, you know, or I'm going to die in a car accident or a heart attack or something. But I mean, you think about it a little bit, but I mean, the security was definitely stepped up more all around the UK. And there was even a few guys that walked into the event that had, you know, like they were armed with like assault rifles and shit. And I mean, I felt pretty safe. Cool. But I mean, it's kind of in the back of your head. Yeah, I don't know. It's too bad what's been going on there in London for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how anything's going to get better too.
Yeah, I see you get I see you like to get on the little political formats every once in a while on Facebook.
Yeah, once in a while.
Make a post or two.
Well, I've just decided that both sides are bullshit, and so I like to rant once in a while, but
I feel you there, man.
All right, someone tried to answer this in chat with the whole 510 thing. They said the
Oh,
length of the 510 pin is 5 millimeters long, which is kind of correct, and that it has 10 threads, but that's incorrect because each atomizer is kind of different. Some have 10, some have 8, some have 12, but I think that's where it comes from. 510, 5 millimeters long, supposed to have 10 threads, but then again, 810 really makes no sense. But anyways, yeah, that's what that meant. All right.
Okay. So
I just want to put that out there.
if y'all can answer that, Mark has got a gift for you.
I think it's just the label that's been put on it, because just like we're calling e-cigarettes e-cigarettes, we don't want them called e-cigarettes, but it's just stuck being that name.
yeah.
So I think the same thing with drip tips is just 510.
What would be a good name for e-cigarettes? Like, what would be like a
Vaping.
vaporizer?
Devices, but yeah, it's that's one of those names where it's just not going away.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody asked in chat if it's hard to bring vape gear overseas. It's not. If you have batteries, you have to have them in your carry-on, though. You can't have them in like anytime you fly now. You can't pack batteries in like your suitcase if you check it.
Or
You have to
mods.
have it. What was that?
And mods too.
Yeah, well, like anything with a lithium battery, basically, you have to have it in your carry-on now. Because I guess they're worried about like the depressurized, cargo hold.
Even if you put a mod with no battery in it, they'll take it away from you because they'll say it uses a battery. And
Yeah, I think they do
there is
that.
no battery in it. They don't comprehend it.
They just do it no matter what, because it's easier for them to just do a big blanket thing like that.
Do you tend to get screened a little harder going out of the country with stuff like that, opposed to just flying within the country?
Not really. I've gotten more grief from like camera gear, and like this last time I brought my drone. I have like the Mavic Pro, so it fits in my backpack, but they, inspect all that and shit. So that's happened to me before.
Gotcha.
I had kind of an embarrassing situation happen. Which airport was that at? I think when we flew from the UK to Ireland, and they like stopped me for some reason, and it made me do this extra check, where they're like wiping my shoes and shit and all that. And but then my backpack goes through their little machine, and it gets like the strap of it gets caught on the backpack or in the machine. And so they had to shut it down. Everyone was fucking pissed at me. And it was just like this big, like 30-minute embarrassing ordeal.
Oh, man. I know that when we went to Detroit here a couple of months ago, so I threw my bags on my first flight out, and I'm thinking, I've flown quite a few times with gear, but I always feel like, man, something is going to happen. There's got to be that real messed up point where they're going to pull me to the side and just go to town or whatever. Everything's done by the books. Throw my bag on. I'm standing there, go get up to the x-ray thing, hold my arms out, the little thing spins around, and the lady walks up with a wand. She said, "Are you sure you got everything off of you?" I said, "Oh, yeah. All right." I emptied my pockets. For some reason, I had a little eye care in my pocket that I forgot to take out. And she said, "I think there's something in your left pocket." So I reach in there, pull it out, and she looks at it. And I'm like, "Oh, shit. Now I've got to sit here and try to explain what the hell this is." And but she surprisingly was cool. So, "Oh, no worries at all. We just need to kind of scan you a little bit more, maybe pat you down a little bit." So some guy walks up in front of everybody and, pat me down, touching my junk and all that, which was cool. It was cool. I had no problem with it.
You're like a little to the left, right?
But I feel like a criminal when I fly sometimes because my heart rate is thinking it's going to be this time that I'm going to have to deal with some shit because I have short patience at time on things. And if you just start messing with me to mess with me on stuff, it's just, I know where it's going to go. I'm going to start arguing. They're going to argue back and things are going to get bad. So I'm trying to keep my cool, but it's like something's going to happen here. But so far I've done pretty good with all that.
They've definitely gotten more and more used to vape gear. Like they don't really act surprised about it anymore.
Exactly.
Most of TSA people.
Junichi Azawa. I'm not saying that correctly. They want to know if the SMM logo was designed by Matt.
No, I had a designer make it. Well, I mean, I told him what I wanted, but I suck with graphics programs, man. So I he gave me a bunch of different choices on like, well, which one do you like? And that's the one I picked. But no, I didn't do it myself, unfortunately.
Mark, when you coming out with your new atomizer? We've talked about it in the past here a little bit. Have you set a date yet?
I'm just going to wait till the most popular atomizer drops and just rename it. I'm going to clone it. And just
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Oh, gosh. Leave it to Mark. Leave it
Put
to
a
Mark.
picture on the package of you in a dress.
Yep. Exactly.
By the way, did you see his thumbnail from his latest video?
Yeah, I did.
It worked. Clickbait works, man.
Yeah.
Mark is trying to redevelop himself a little bit. And
Yeah, I am. I'm trying to find myself.
As a sex symbol.
And for some reason it worked because when that video dropped, he had more views in that short amount of time than a long time. So
I know Matt's not saying anything because he wear a fucking romper, so he ain't got no room to talk.
No, I get it. It's fun.
You still wear it?
You get no. Once you're on YouTube for long enough, I mean, you just kind of have no shame anymore.
Yep.
well, speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up, Mark. So I see your other channel's growing pretty hard still. Do you feel like you're spending more time with that one than the vaping portion of things, or what?
It depends on the week.
Gotcha.
It's fun. I mean, it's fun to have, like, you know, more freedom to just do whatever you want, for sure. It's hard to, the only stress with that is like Vanessa's work schedule and like trying to work around that. Trying to do it anytime you try to do a channel with somebody, it's not like, it's kind of a pain in the ass.
She's still doing the night schedule thing?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, she works 3 to 4 nights a week, you know, like 12-hour shifts. But then, like, you know, you work, say you work 3 nights a week, but then you need like a day to recover. And the day before that, you try to correct your sleep schedule too. And so it's just like, she's always fucked up on sleep and always tired.
How do you come up with ideas for videos on your other channel? Do you just like kind of see what's happening on YouTube and kind of follow?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, sometimes we go with like stuff that's trending, and sometimes it's just dumb ideas. Some of them work, some of them don't. But yeah, I mean, it just, we both come up. You know, she's come up with quite a few as well.
Do the kids still enjoy doing stuff with y'all, or you're not?
Yeah, they always ask to be in videos, but like it's such a fucking pain in the ass. Like, because they just talk over each other. It's not like you can script it, and it's.
I was going to say it's not turned into that one guy that we talked about last time that screamed at his kids all the time and cussed at them.
Yeah.
Is he still making videos? Because after that, I never even looked anymore. But I know he pulled them all down for a bit or something.
You're talking about the Daddy of 5 guy?
Yes.
I think that they're done. I mean, he had 2 of his kids. They got taken away from him and had to go to back to their moms.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that guy was just like taking it too far.
That is
making his kids like have a slapping contest, slapping each other in the face and shit. I mean, it's just like, You know, you can exploit your kids, but only like within reason. I mean, come on.
Wow. Well,
But I mean, there's like definitely some abuse going on there.
That is no lie, because like I said, I never heard of him until you had mentioned it on a post and went over and looked at that. And I was like, holy crap, this is some crazy stuff right here.
Yeah. And I was joking about the exploiting kids thing. I don't feel like I exploit my kids, but there are definitely a lot of YouTubers that do that. You know, they'll use their kids as content and whatever, but like, I mean, you still have to have common sense. Like, you don't endanger your kid for views. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's like, and I guess this is just the way I do things. You know, a lot of people say, well, ST, I don't see your kids in your video or yada, yada. It's like, well, I don't associate my kids in the vaping portion of what I do. It just doesn't, the two and two don't go together. So you're right. You don't see it. So
let's see what little Billy thinks about this atomizer.
Yeah, really.
Dude, I would have so much fun doing that with my son, but I know the hate I would probably get if he was like anywhere near my videos. But I think it would be just hilarious. Like sometimes he'll wear like my Vaporized Nomads hat or something like that, and I want to take a photo and just post it because it's hilarious. But I know people would just be like, "Oh my god, it's a kid wearing a vaping hat," you know?
Yeah.
They don't just see the humor in it.
Yeah, because with Mark, it's almost a guarantee. I can't remember what show it was, but his boy was out of school or something like that, and I'd started the show up. He walks in there and just starts talking to Mark, and Mark just like stops and says, I'm doing a live show here. And he's like, oh, okay. He walks out, walks right back in. But Dad, can I go outside and play with my friends? And Mark just like shaking his head like, gosh damn it, what the hell?
Yeah, that sounds like my son.
But I guess they see us on the computer a lot of times and they think, oh, they're just in there talking. It ain't no big deal. But
yeah.
Oh well. So
like trying to get your kids to be quiet when you're filming a video can be a bitch.
Oh yeah.
Especially like I film downstairs, and so like just like play in your rooms for a little bit, just hang out. And next thing you know, they're just like bouncing balls and fucking walls are shaking and shit. It's
I gotta bribe my kid to be quiet.
We gotta give him a couple of mods or something.
I gotta like tell him I'll get him this or do that. Like, just shut up for about an hour. Let me finish this.
And I'm just kidding, folks. I'm kidding.
And there's parts in my videos that I have to edit out of me screaming, like, shut up! And then I'll have to edit it out. And I'm always afraid that one day I'll forget to edit that out and someone will actually hear that.
I've done that before. Can you guys be quiet?
Oh, Lord have mercy. Mike, what's going on with you, brother?
Oh, nothing. Just chilling, hanging out here, listening to you guys.
Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness.
I love that clock you have in the background.
Thank you. From, what is it, from Lametric? I don't know if Lametric.com, I think it's from.
Cool. Yeah, I've seen those before online.
They work through an app. You could do lots of things. You could it's even a Bluetooth speaker.
Nice.
Oh, hell. Well, I just seen Mark put something up. I don't know why he put that up, but here is one of my Father's Day gifts.
Coil whip drip vape. Where'd you get that at?
One of my daughter got it for me.
Damn it, I want a vape cup. The only one I got is the UL one.
Oh yeah. Where do you get those at?
What, the one I got?
Yeah.
I don't know. She ordered it. She said, Dad, I'm sorry, your gift's not here today, but it should be here Monday. I had to order it on Amazon. Well, yeah, I guess Amazon.
Amazon. So, those are cool.
I said, well, cool deal.
Nice.
I remember when UL sent out those cups, like they told all the reviewers, like, oh yeah, we're sending you guys I think it was a Christmas gift. And we were all excited thinking, oh my God, what's this going to be? Something like really good. Like, is it going to be a check? Is it going to be this, that? It shows up to goddamn coffee mug. It's like, son of a bitch.
I actually like the coffee mugs.
I use them sometimes. They're nice. They're made well.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever they say gift, you know it's going to be like a I mean, like Joytech sent out kind of like a man purse one time. Remember that?
I got it. Actually got it on a shelf over there.
Yeah, it's like a coffee cup or a T-shirt. I'm like, oh, cool. Thanks, guys.
Mark, show the best gift of all that most of us received.
The tie.
There it is.
Oh, the tie. That was from Emma Freemax, right?
Freemax, yes. I've got mine somewhere.
Oh, I didn't get a Freemax tie.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. And you lost it?
It was hanging up, but I don't know. My son took it. He's walking around
over here. Hold on.
Freemax tie.
It's like a tie you would see in China with like real bright gold with dragons and you know. Yeah, they're all different, but hell, the box it comes in even looks like it's like, wow, what's going on here?
That's the thing with them. They just, I mean, it's just the culture and the styles are so different. They don't know. I mean, some of the vape devices before that, especially like now all the companies, it seems like they have like, you know, a designer in the States or like different people to beta test for them. But it used to be like they just come up with some crazy shit.
There it is.
This was one gift. I don't know where the tie is, but I think this was from Joytech.
Oh yeah, I got one of those tassels.
Right? I think it was Joytech, right?
Yeah, it's one. I think you're right. It's like a graduation tassel or something.
And it comes like
or it's like isn't it like a bookmark or something?
Yeah, it's some sort of bookmark. And they wrote something on the back here. Thanks for your company. Whoa.
Yeah, be slow with it.
Oh, no, this is from Smoke. My bad.
Oh, okay.
This was from Smoke. Yep. I have the man purse somewhere. Let me see if I can find it.
I mean, it's a nice thought for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But you can tell it's like, you know, where they went shopping when they were about to set you up on stuff.
Yeah.
The coolest gift I got was from
here it is.
Was from Roy, I think, from Geek Vape. He sent me Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
They're actually nice.
Here's the man purse.
Uh-oh.
It's a planner too, right? It's got like a notebook in there, and yeah,
it's got like a section where you put all your business cards, and it's got a little purse in here to put like loose change or whatever.
And they didn't put no cash in there either.
The Merce.
Yeah.
And that's what Mark does. Mark would open it up looking for the green stuff in there. If he don't see it, he just tosses it behind him.
When I was a little kid, like when I used to get birthday cards, I would just rip it open and check for money. Same thing I do when I get like a gift. I just rip it open and I check for money. There's no money. I just toss to the side like that.
Yeah. Never to be seen again.
Where are they gonna get American money in China anyway? They're just gonna like put a bunch of yen. Is that what they use?
That'd be some yen. I'll fucking take it to a currency exchange and.
Oh
it might be kind of cool to just have. I've never even seen it.
No, not Mark. Mark would be looking for somewhere to exchange that stuff.
Take it to the bank. Oh, this converts to $1.35.
Hell yeah. Oh man. So any other projects coming down the road for you that you can tell the public, or just kind of
not yet. Nothing
Gotcha.
really. Nothing in stone yet. A few things bouncing around.
still getting bombarded with the norm of products coming?
Yeah, as usual. Yeah.
I got you. I think Mark was saying his is kind of slacked off a little bit, and
I think in the summer it might slow down a little bit.
But it's like every time I talk to Mike, Mike's just like pulling what little bit of hair he's got left out on his head, going, man. But
it's been quiet though the past week.
Really?
Yes, which is nice.
It's been quiet. Yeah, it's been actually good. My wife's like, no vape mail. I'm like, thank God.
Well, maybe there's a holiday going on we don't know about. So
this new RDA from Otofo is pretty nice. the whatever it's called, the Vaporous or whatever.
That was kind of strange though what they did with the drip tip on that.
What they do with the drip tip? What's
Well, if you look at it, the drip tip they give you is I don't know what size that would be, a 12, 10, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's not 8. You're right.
And then they give you an 810 adapter to use your 810 drip tips.
That is strange.
Yeah, I'm surprised they went that route. I mean,
Mark, they're wanting to see the Lost Vape mod again. They want you to show it here. I'll present you.
Okay. Let's see. Where's it at? There.
the one he's not supposed to show?
I'm not supposed to show this? Oh well, fuck it. There it is, guys. It's like the triad and the drone kind of mixed together.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that one in the UK. They've been really big on that leather.
Yeah, the leather doesn't go with the carbon fiber. The red and the leather doesn't really go together.
No, they don't really.
It's got the same top like the drone does. Nice and messy.
Nice.
But yeah, it's not bad. It's actually pretty nice.
So is that a sign for things to come, or does anybody know? Is Lost Vape going to kind of get away from the DNA and go with a different board?
I think there's a lot of companies going to start doing that, like just doing the same mod just without the DNA chip, or just getting rid of the DNA chip altogether.
I mean, I think they're still pretty tied together, though. Like when I saw their booth in the UK a couple weeks ago, they had Brandon from Evolve there with him as like their guest. So I mean, there's definitely like a marriage going on there. But yeah, I mean, I think they're venturing out too.
Well, it's another way for them to sell more devices.
Yeah, exactly. It's smart. I mean, not everybody wants to spend the extra cash for a DNA.
Yeah. Well, I know like when, and this is just my personal thought, and I think it was like one of the first companies to do it, but when Vapor Shark kind of walked away from Evolve, and it was like, wow, I'm so used to associating Vapor Shark with Evolve, and having a DNA board in it. When they went with something else, it's like, dude, it's just not there anymore, but
I would think it's much cheaper for them to not use a DNA board because it's probably cheaper. And they can probably.
Well, not just that, but I mean, I have never worked with Evolve, on a mod, but I mean, I've heard some of these horror stories from guys like Vapor Flask and Vapor Shark, and it's not enjoyable, especially when they're doing like mass production. Like Evolve has always been really good at design. They have these brainiacs in there and stuff, but as far as like their business, running that part of it, I've always heard a lot of complaints. And they've pulled some shady shit. Evolve gets away with anything. They can murder people and they get away with it. I mean, they were like with the DNA 40, like they released a ton of them, and they admitted later on they knew that there was going to be a problem with them, but they just did it anyway because they had to. So I don't know. I've always had a little. I still like their boards, but
yeah,
I never had that issue with the DNA 40, all those glitches.
I had one that had it. I mean, it after like I think a few months they kind of figured it out. They fixed it. But.
Well, the DNA board is the only board that's made in the U.S., right? I think so. They probably think they're allowed to do whatever they want since they're the only manufacturer of American boards.
Yeah, I've heard rumors for a long time like they're gonna have manufacturing in China, but I don't know if that's ever actually gonna happen.
Well, we'll put that out there anyway, and we'll say
I'll start that rumor for you.
We'll say Matt said so.
They probably should do that. Like them just be like the design guys because that's what they're good at, and have some Chinese company handle all the distribution and the manufacturing and stuff.
Well, Adam is saying,
he's no longer made in the U.S. So I guess it has happened.
Okay.
Oh, it is. Holy shit. Oh, screw that idea.
Yep. We'll have to think of something else to get started up.
Well, I'll be damned. We were late on that one.
Jonathan, yes, Matt's RTA is out right now. So any questions real quick, because we are getting ready to wrap this up. So I'm going to look here in chat. Y'all got questions? Throw them up. Hammer the shit out of them.
Well, don't hammer me too hard. It's really ease into it. At least lube me up first.
Most people are at work right now anyway, so if they're watching, they're just kind of like trying to type something on the phone, making sure nobody's looking at them.
Well, there is a delay too in the chat, so
True that.
I'm gonna get it right away. What is the best RDA?
Oh, Jesus.
Here we go. Here we go.
You got to go with the icon, right? I like the icon.
Oh, here's a good question by Tom Howard. Should I go to work today?
Hell no.
No. In fact, you should go in there, go fucking postal, take your clothes off, push the water dispenser over.
Uh-huh. Oh, here's one for ST. Who's the best reviewer, Mark or Mike?
Oh gosh.
I would say neither. I'm gonna go with JH.
Here we go.
Here's one for Matt. How did you come up with the name Suck My Mod?
I think we've done this a couple of times.
I have an old video about that, but it was just kind of like a joke between Vanessa and I, where I would say that to her sometimes. And like when the channel started, it was just kind of like a joke type of thing. We weren't taking it seriously. I mean, in hindsight, it's caused me some grief. Some people, you know, I haven't flipped a lot of shit for it, but yeah, it just started out as kind of a funny, probably sexist thing where I'd walk up to her with my mod down, you know, like this. Hey, why don't you suck on this? Stuff like that.
Oh gosh.
Any connectivity issues with the SMM?
I've had a few people ask me that because I guess some of the past, maybe it was the Serpent, the black one, had some issues with temp control, I think is where people had issues with that. And I tested a black one with like a stainless steel build, and I didn't have any problems with it. I mean, you know, I can't promise, but I don't think that there's going to be any problems with it, because I know Witofo was aware of that on their past atomizers, where there was some like TC issues with their black devices for some reason.
Mark or Mike, I guess that one might be for you.
I noticed a very silent click coming out of the Chiron 228.
No, I don't take my mod and listen. That's how I want to know. Sorry, man.
The older Chiron or the new one? I'm assuming the older one, right?
228. Chiron 228. I guess not the one with the potentiometer.
Wow. Folks can see shit good. I need to see what they're seeing. Somebody asked me, what is in those two black holsters to your right? Well, I've only got one holster, and I just got a 42 that I keep on my side, but there's no other holsters there.
He keeps that there to keep his daughters in check.
Hell yeah, you got to do something. So,
Deb asked where it's being sold. A lot of the different online retailers have it, like e-cig, Element Vapes, Vapor DNA.
I think, doesn't Wotofos also sell directly from their site, I think? I thought they did.
Yeah, I think you can buy from their site. Some of the Chinese sites have it.
It's probably more expensive off their site, I think.
Will there only be a black and silver for your...
They told me that we're going to come out with like a blue and which I wanted, and I think a rainbow and a gold. When, I have no idea. I'm pushing for it sooner than later.
Yeah. Usually what these companies want to see is sales first on the first run of those.
Yeah, they want to kind of measure the demand.
Yep.
Does anyone have the 24 millimeter Bushido 2? I don't think so.
No.
I think that's the one with the umbrella. I had that RDA. That thing leaked everywhere.
Mr. Miles, I usually zip before I button.
I button and zip.
You're a button and zip.
Yeah.
It's not that I've never done that, but well, God, that's tough. I feel like I mix it up sometimes.
It's just easier to zip it up when it's already buttoned.
I'm gonna have to pay more attention to that. Actually, that's deep.
We'll have a private conversation to get back with you next week on that one.
There was a question last time. I could have swore he was on the show. I was this show or another show about the whole toilet paper thing. Where do you leave the toilet paper, the end coming off the top or hanging from the bottom? Was that with Matt? I don't know who it was with. I think it was Matt.
Yeah, only you would remember to bring something like that up.
That's another one of those really deep questions, though.
It is. We got really deep into it.
Well, what do you prefer, Mark? Over the top or from under?
I prefer under. Drop from the bottom.
I don't really have any preference as long as there's some left.
I think I prefer not on anything. I like to just leave mine on the back of the toilet and just pick it up.
Yeah, that happens sometimes where there's, with guys, it's like, oh, we're out of toilet paper. I'm just going to grab a roll and use it. Because it's just way too much work putting it on the rod,
Yep, hell yeah.
I've been on a moist toilet paper kick for a while, and it's awesome. It's changed my life.
Oh, dude, we always have wipes.
It's
so
the best.
Amazing. You gotta
so much smoother now.
But there's an art to that as well. And some other guy on YouTube taught me this, but it's like, how did he say it? You don't mop before you sweep. So you use dry toilet paper first to do your sweeping, and then you mop over the top of that,
Yeah, it's a combination.
Here's a good question, and I've even thought about this one at times. Does V's laugh crack you up?
It depends on my mood. Sometimes if we're in a fight once in a while, she'll like push that laugh out even more. And she does it just to fucking get at me. If we're like she uses that laugh in like a condescending way sometimes. And then it's not funny, but yeah, there are times where, but like she is the type of person that laughs like in really inopportune times. Like when she's embarrassed or something or nervous, it'll come out. And so, or like she farts in public and she'll just start laughing, And then it's really funny because she's just super embarrassed in it and it comes out.
Oh.
She does have that laugh like where it's not even funny, but if she laughs, it'll make you laugh.
Yes.
Definitely.
Laugh. Yeah, because it's almost like she's just pushing it out for the hell of it.
Yeah.
But when you hear it, it gets you to laughing. So
most of the time, I don't think she does it on purpose, but it's like gotten more and more pronounced the older she gets too. It wasn't. I mean, it's always been like that, but it's gotten louder and more yucky.
Well, it has to, because as we all get older, our hearing kind of goes away, but we want to make sure we're still pushing those sounds out. So,
yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, look, we're 5 minutes over, folks. I apologize. We'll get reamed for that. Just kidding. Matt, I want to thank you for coming on, sir. As always, love to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on your new Addy there. I hope it does great for you.
Thanks, buddy.
Mike, thanks for coming on, sir. Mark, as always, thank you for being here with me, sir. And so we're going to wrap this up, get out of here. Mark, do you have an announcement for tonight or not?
I'm not sure if I'm...
Okay, never mind. We're going to leave it alone then.
No, I mean, I guess I can, right, or no?
Yeah, I think we could say it.
Okay. Yeah, what's his name won't be on the show tonight.
Dean, the vaping biker.
Yeah.
He had to cancel last minute.
Yeah, he had some personal things there.
Emergency.
Yes.
Those fucking Brits.
So I guess it'll just be the three of them tonight. So don't forget the vape team tonight, 10 Eastern. And then Sunday, as always, check us out on Not Another Vape Show. So with that being said, we're going to get out of here. Thanks again for y'all watching. Y'all have a great day, great weekend, all that good stuff. For those of y'all going to Tampa, y'all have fun. I won't be there. So anyway. Bye. We're out of here. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye.